I'd like to call this meeting to order. I wish to make the following announcement to show compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, known as the Senator Byron M. Baer Open Public Meetings Act, which was amended and supplemented to Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of the State of New Jersey, passed 1975. Notice of this meeting was given by adopting the annual schedule of location, time, and date, sending copies to the Home News Tribune, posting at Borough Hall, and filing a copy with the Borough Clerk within 7 days following the annual organization meeting in this body. I'd like you to rise, if you would rise for an invocation and followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, and I will do the invocation this evening. I'd ask for a moment of silence, as last week we lost a council person who served 2 different times in his career. He was a personal friend. I always thought of Jim Conlon as a wealth and a great person in our community. He served on the volunteer fire department, the first aid squad for 30 years. Actually came and taught my classes a couple times. His occupation was an engineer. He was the chief engineer for the Parkway and Turnpike, built more bridges and roads in this state than any other person, or was in charge of those. And he was a great help to this borough in giving advice and talking to people and in working for the betterment of the community. He will surely be a loss to our community, so I ask for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Katie, if we could have a roll call, please.
Councilman Wallace?
Here.
Councilwoman Rasmussen?
Here.
Councilwoman Insero?
Here.
Councilman Grazel is absent. Councilman Camerano?
Here.
Council President Muldoon?
Here. Councilman Grazel is in transit. He's stuck, I believe, at the airport and may not make the meeting. He's had personal business and was traveling. I'll entertain a...
Make a motion to open the agenda session.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Okay. Or any items for the agenda session?
I don't think so.
Do you want to remove this?
Do I do that?
None?
Oh, okay. One thing, under the consent agenda,
Yes.
number 9, Resolution 2013-43, I'd like to remove that and deal with that separately.
Okay.
So make a motion to do that?
Okay. Anything else?
Oh, just do it? Okay.
Okay. Hearing none, can we close the agenda session?
I move we close the agenda session.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We have a ordinance to be heard, or 2.
Is there public comments at this point?
You got public comment first.
There?
Oh, sorry, a public comment. I'm going to open it to the public at this time for comment on any questions or items on the agenda. Hearing none, I'll close that section.
Okay. We have 2 ordinances. Katie, do you present the affidavit of publication?
Said ordinance has been published 1 time in the Home News Tribune according to law on January 28, 2013.
Okay.
Just for the right, that's 2013-1.
There's 1?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I make a motion that the affidavit be received and filed.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Katie, would you read the ordinance by title?
Ordinance number 2013-1, an ordinance to amend the code of the Borough of Metuchen, various chapters to amend certain application, license, and permit fees.
Okay, I'm going to open it to the public for comments on this ordinance and this ordinance only. Hearing none, I'm going to close that section of the public.
I make a motion that ordinance 2013-1
Do you have to vote on that?
Oh.
Are we voting on that? Oh, I'm sorry.
He's okay.
So much help. Make a motion that ordinance number 2013-1 be passed on second reading and published according to law.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's a roll call vote.
Councilman Camerano.
Yes.
Councilman Grazel is absent. Councilwoman Insero.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rasmussen.
Yes.
Councilman Wallace.
Yes.
Council President Muldoon.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'd like to, so if the public hearing on ordinance number 2013-2, Katie, present an affidavit of publication?
Said ordinance has been published one time in the Home News Tribune according to law on January 28, 2013. That is ordinance 2013-2.
Thank you. I motion that the affidavit be received and filed.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Katie, would you read the ordinance by title?
Ordinance number 2013-2, an ordinance amending Chapter 59 of the Code of the Borough of Metuchen entitled Animals.
Okay, this was an ordinance that was recommended by the Board of Health, the members of the Board of Health and their Board of Health official. I'm going to open it to the public. Any questions or comments on this ordinance and this ordinance only? Hearing none, I'm going to close that section of the meeting.
I motion that ordinance number 2013-2 be passed on second reading and published according to law.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's a roll call vote.
Councilman Camerano.
Yes.
Councilman Grazel is absent. Councilwoman Insero.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rasmussen.
Yes.
Councilman Wallace.
Yes.
Council President Muldoon.
Yes.
Council President, if you could move the communications.
I move that is it the communications consent agenda?
Yes.
Be received?
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We now have the council reports. Council President?
Can I have a couple? So let me find them. A couple things from the police department. The Metuchen Citizens Police Academy will be starting on March 3rd and will be held for 13 weeks. Anyone 18 years of age or older who is either a Metuchen resident or is employed within the borough can apply. The applications can be printed from the police department website or can be picked up here at the police department. And the academy is an interactive program that allows citizens to learn about their police department. The other announcement from the police department is they have a new Facebook page, the Metuchen Police Department Facebook page, and it will be updated regularly with information regarding traffic issues and upcoming events. So all residents who are Facebook users, if you search for Metuchen Police Department, it's a separate Facebook page from the borough's Facebook page. If you look for that and like it or friend it or however, I guess it's like it. And the last thing is just a announcement about the PBA awards banquet is this Saturday evening. It starts at 6 p.m. and it's at the Pines Manor in Edison. Tickets are available at the door. So anyone who would like to attend that, it's this Saturday evening. And I think that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Wallace?
Thank you, Your Honor. The first thing I want to mention is the auxiliary police. I was at their meeting the other night, and believe it or not, between 8 men, they did 2,415 hours of volunteer service to our town during events and coming out on other little details they do. Lieutenant Roy Kama, I don't know how many of you know him, a great guy, I've known him for years. He's retiring after 37 years. And the Acomando, they call him a boy even though he's grown up, because I've known him since he's a little kid. He also retired just recently with 25, a few months short of 25 years. And I'm going to ask, they're going to be honored by the police for their service also, for their help that they gave the police Saturday night. Within a month or so, I would like the council to make the resolution for each one of them too, and possibly present it to them.
I think it would
a
be
nice thing
a
to do.
great thing to do and bring him here to, for that
Right, we'll bring them
resolution.
in that night and present it to them. Last meeting, I mentioned Keep Middlesex Moving was here, and I explained everything, but I didn't bring some of the little things they gave us I don't know whether we'll be talking about these later, but we probably will. I just learned how to really do this thing. I used to try to wrap it around my wrist, but these young kids around, they know what they're doing. And you just take it, stretch it out, hit it, and it goes right around your wrist, and it is very fluorescent out there at night in the dark.
Did you practice that before the meeting?
I did, because I was just showed how to do it. I was struggling here trying to get it around my jacket cuff there and have to tuck it in and everything, and luckily I was rescued. I received a couple other letters. One was from a lady complaining about some of the sidewalks downtown. So I went to look at them, and one was fixed already, so she must have sent some other letters other than the one to me. Near that reading school, near the old Wernix building.
Okay?
So I don't know whether the borough fixed it or the owner of the building went out and did it because they complained to them. I don't know, but it's been fixed. There's no sidewalk sticking up where you could trip and fall on your face. And the other one, which I will be talking about at the Traffic and Transportation meeting next week, a petition and a letter from some people on Stone Place would like one of those X boxes like we have on New Durham Road at the end of Sharon,
Okay?
complaining about their street being blocked all the time. And like I said, I'll bring it up at Traffic and Transportation on next Wednesday. We'll talk about it and see if we can recommend that possibly. And if we're going to do Stone, we might as well do East Chestnut right across the street because they're always blocked up there. Right across there when the high school gets out in the afternoon and in the morning, people are going to work. So there are a couple things
Yeah,
to talk.
Jim, Councilman, if I may, Your Honor, I go through there every morning, dropping my son off, and it's a problem. There are stop lines there at both
Right.
corners,
I
but
know there is.
doesn't seem to do the trick. And some of it is, there's so much going on with the two corners so close together. So I think anything we can do to help the people would be beneficial.
I think what we worked out with the county and what we did on Durham, sorry, New Durham, right?
Yeah, New Durham and Sharon.
Yeah, seems to be working quite well.
Yeah.
And if we could get permission and do that with the county again, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
We don't? No, okay, so we could do that, but get a recommendation
Yeah,
of
well,
traffic and
we'll be talking about it
transportation.
next Wednesday night when I present the,
And
they
then we
sent,
can move from there.
yeah, they sent a petition with several names, more than several, a lot. And I didn't bring it with me because I knew we weren't going to be doing anything on it tonight. I believe there's a picture involved there, too. I'm not sure.
Okay?
And the other thing we talked about, the cleaning up of the brush and everything, I talked to our borough administrator before the meeting, and it's in progress, and one of the resolutions tonight will include what's necessary to have it done. And the people that called you the other day, they did cut them down into all little pieces
Yes.
and made
Yep.
them easy for the DPW to take them, and they're gone.
Okay.
Because only the big, I think a lumber mill should come and get what's left. But it's been taken care of. I know there was something else, I just can't think of it right now, and if I do, I'll bring it up later.
Okay.
I appreciate it, Mayor, thank you.
Okay. Councilwoman Rasmussen?
Okay, I didn't really have any meetings, but I still actually have reports. The Youth Services Board is celebrating Marijuana Awareness Month. The Youth Municipal Alliance members designed a banner that will be displayed across Main Street this month, bringing awareness that marijuana should be avoided despite the fact that two states, Colorado and Washington, have passed laws legalizing recreational marijuana use. A resolution will follow next week, also in meeting with the members of the Youth Alliance being present. The Environmental Commission did not meet. However, we had an interesting program to attend that was run by the Rutgers Sustainable Raritan River Initiative. And it was to bring awareness to the municipal leaders so that we could have better information about environmental quality in our communities, and also that we need to understand how environmental quality fits into the overall top issues and concerns in our community. And we're going to be following up on some of the items that we learned there, and I'll bring you some further information at a later time. And also in the Development Commission, one of our commissioners resigned, Sagram Govender, because of his work schedule, and he will be sending a letter to the mayor tendering his resignation, and we will be looking to replace him. And also, I would like to continue to let the public know that we will be welcoming donations through our Tree of Life program. It's only $275 to memorialize any event and get a beautiful shade tree planted with your name going on a plaque in Borough Hall. And one last thing that I would like to discuss is the June Bug initiative that I've been trying to get some co-chairs. And just before the meeting today, I had 2 conversations with 2 women that came forward, and we're going to be getting together with them and the rest of the June Bug committee, and we believe that June Bug is going to be going forward. So I appreciate people, you know, stepping up from the public to help out.
That
That's my
concludes your
report.
report?
That's it.
Thank you very much. Councilwoman Insero?
I have a short report, Mayor. The Board of Health is slated to meet on February 20th. The Chamber of Commerce Executive Board meets tomorrow, and we're approving their annual spring events calendar tonight. It's on the agenda. The Senior Citizens Commission asked to reschedule their meeting by a week because they were going to meet on Ash Wednesday, so instead we're going to meet on the 20th. And they have a couple of events coming up. Their paint and palette group of the Metuchen Senior Center will be actually holding an art show at the Highland Park Public Library from February 5th to February 28th. And they will be having an opening on February 23rd from 2 to 4. And they're still taking appointments for tax preparation for qualified seniors at the center on Tuesday and Thursday. Those are done by AARP volunteers. And they're also running a special Day Before Valentine's Day program on February 13th in conjunction with Bright Star and Parker Adult Daycare from 10 a.m. to noon, called Creative Conversations with Hearts. That looks like a lot of fun, and that's my report.
Thank you very much. Councilman Grazel is not here. Councilman Camerino?
Thank you, Your Honor. My group's, the library board meets tomorrow evening. They changed their meeting this month to the first Tuesday instead of the second. The pool meets the following week, and the Metuchen EMS meets the third Wednesday, so I don't have any report. However, I would just like to add to your comments regarding our former councilman, Jim Conlon. You know, I knew him probably since the day I was born. I don't think there's ever a time where I can remember not knowing him. And I think he's somebody who, he did dedicate tremendous amount of time to the borough, both as a councilman, but more importantly, he and his family put in literally hundreds of thousands of hours at Metuchen First Aid. He will be missed for all the good things, but I'd like to remind people the greatest attribute he had is he was probably our biggest critic, even though he was like our best friend. And he wasn't shy about coming to meetings and criticizing.
Absolutely not.
And that's what I loved about the guy. I mean, he would just tell you like it is.
Yeah.
He surely is going to be missed, but we were very fortunate to have him live here in the borough.
It was always interesting when you would pick up the phone and Jim would be there telling you what he needed or wanted to have changed or what he observed.
He never stopped.
And no, he never stopped. And I always considered him like a political godfather because he really helped me a lot and advised me a lot. So he will be missed.
So I'd just like to add to your comments because he really was a friend to the borough.
Thank you. Bill, do you have any report?
I have no report.
Dennis?
No, Mayor.
Okay. And believe it or not, neither do I. Wow. I think this is a
The
first.
first for since
Hey,
I've
I
been
did
here.
find one of the things I
Okay.
forgot. It
I'll
was,
cede my time to the councilman.
it was a follow-up letter thanking us from Ali Wansky, if you remember. She came here, the
Yes.
little girl from Sharon Court. And she wants to thank us. She followed up that with a feedback thing. That's something else she learned about that. And she wants to thank us and the Traffic and Transportation Committee, because we did discuss it, and the mayor and the police department and everything for their help in getting that done. And she got positive feedback from almost all her neighbors on how good it was. And
Good.
she wanted to let us know with a letter.
The only announcement that I do have is that February 18th, there will be a CDBG meeting at 6 p.m. at this building. So they'll be discussing what the possibilities of the CDBG funding could be used for. And I am told that we hopefully can anticipate what we got last year, hopefully. We're not sure about, if there'll be any more cuts. Each year we seem to have cuts in that program. That's it. Council President?
Your Honor, I move that the consent agenda items number 8, 2013-42, and items 10 through 17, which are resolutions 2013-44 through 51, be received.
Okay. There's a motion on the floor for those. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
And then we have number 9, Resolution 2013-43, the highlighting of pedestrian crossing flags. I think
Okay,
you want to speak on that?
Yes. Traffic and Transportation has been working with Keep Middlesex Moving, and they're going to be doing a pilot program. Mrs. Reuter, would you come forth? You want to speak on this, please? Tyrone, it's great to have you here and talk to the folks.
Do you want me to read the little write-up about why we got to the...
Yes, yes.
Hello, Tyrone Reuter, 16 Durham Avenue, member of the Traffic and Transportation Committee. So just by way of introduction, this is what I had prepared. In 2012, 2 Metuchen residents contacted the Traffic and Transportation Committee with a suggestion that we look into the possibility of using pedestrian flags at some of our crosswalks. The residents had seen them used elsewhere effectively and wondered if they might be possible here. The committee looked into other municipalities where these were used, contacted Keep Middlesex Moving regarding their use in New Jersey, coordinated with Metuchen Police Chief Rettenberg, and is now recommending that the borough begin test trials of the flags, first piloting them in 2 locations. If they meet with success, we could expand the program. Since these are very inexpensive and can be used on borough, county, or state roads, we felt it was worth trying them. The idea behind pedestrian flags is that they're a tool that a pedestrian can use if they choose to gain the attention of an approaching motorist. With the aid of a brightly colored flag, Exhibit A, that can be held out in front of a pedestrian and or waved, the pedestrian is better able to attract the attention of a driver. They are ideally suited for crosswalks in areas where there is a long straightaway or that are not already controlled by a traffic signal, stoplight, or other traffic device like flashing signals. A supply of flags are kept in containers positioned at each end of the crosswalk. The pedestrian takes one, signals with it, crosses, and then replaces it in the bucket on the other side. Many municipalities call this a take it to make it program. The flag is only a tool for pedestrians who want and choose to use them. They do not have to, and they do not automatically fix all the problems a potential location has, and they should be used with as much caution as possible. They are intended to increase visibility and attract attention, just as with flashing crosswalks. Pedestrians need to ensure vehicles have seen them, they make eye contact, and that they are stopped before they cross. As the 2 locations are rolled out, we will instruct residents more on their use and work with neighboring businesses and organizations to monitor the supply of flags. More information about this and other efforts to improve pedestrian safety will be the main topic of conversation at the town meeting on Monday, February 25th here at Borough Hall. The 2 intersections that we are recommending for piloting are the one on Middlesex Avenue at Oak Avenue. This is a long straightaway but heavily crossed by pedestrians going to St. Luke's, Petit Enfants, Metuchen Inn, and the Public Library. A pedestrian was struck and seriously hurt here recently, and the pastor of St. Luke's has offered to help monitor the flags. The other one is on Main Street between Lincoln and High Street. There's a crosswalk there. This one has been the subject of numerous complaints from the public. particularly since the flashing lights that had been there had been hit. Pedestrians in this area and those patronizing David's Pizza, Bulldog Deli, Salon 212, et cetera, have all reported difficulty in this area. So, there we have it. That's some background
I
on the
understand there
flags.
was an anonymous donor that donated bright yellow buckets so that
was.
they will stand
Drop them
out.
off right out in front of my house, yeah.
Okay,
So we
I-
have buckets for the trials. We've looked at the crosswalks to see what we can strap them to. And Keep Middlesex Moving is going to provide many of these, which are the flag that they recommend, which use are quite hefty. I've been carrying it around with me the last couple of weeks and using it, and it does work. Yes, they could disappear, but I think Councilman Camerano had mentioned that something this hefty is kind of obvious if you walk away with it. So we're hoping that they don't disappear.
And
too
what
quickly.
I'd like is if the buckets could be dropped off at DPW, we'll try to get Fred Hall to get those attached. But I think what we have to do is, Amy, if we could get a ribbon cutting or, if we, okay,
Oh, yeah, some kind of
Angela.
splashy. Well, and
Something
also I think
flashy.
the recommended, and I think I gave Councilman Wallace and yourself there's some background there, like frequently answered questions.
Right.
That, from a municipality in Washington State that uses them. And I think we should, to the side of those buckets, affix kind of the same language that they have on those.
Yeah.
But that isn't going to be that difficult,
Yeah.
so.
but I think it's a positive step. It may not be the answer to all our problems, but it might be something that can contribute to making at least a couple crosswalks a little safer. And we'll try it. We'll see how it works.
See how it works.
Okay?
You know,
Your Honor, I've actually used these when I was out in Jackson, Wyoming. They have stands that have them, and, when I walked up, we were like, well, what the heck is that? And then we read the little sign, and we followed the instructions, which is important, because you can't just pick it up and walk out in the road.
yeah.
As you said, you got to hold it out, make eye contact, make sure they're going to stop. But I was pleasantly surprised at how effective they were. And you walk to the other side, you leave it behind, and the next person brings it back across, and it goes on all day. It's absolutely fascinating. I hope it works. I mean, we're a little different, although Jackson, Wyoming has in the town itself has a lot of traffic. So hopefully it'll work.
Hopefully,
but
yeah.
It was
And it
pretty
is
neat.
very low cost, so if it does seem to work and people, are receptive to it, then we can try it in other locations, but we'll have to see how that works.
Worth a shot.
Yep, it certainly is. And let's make sure when we open this up, we have, have the sentinel
Yeah, so
there,
we'll
people
talk-
there, so we
As soon
can.
as we get the flags in hand, I'll talk to DPW and we can try and set a date. for
It might be good also to reach out to Rich DeSimone and have some
Oh,
type
do
of
like-
filming
Yeah.
showing how to use it on METV. I think that would be a very positive
That would be great.
thing, and then like a ribbon cutting when we do them.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be great. I'm sure there's plenty of aspiring actors in Metuchen that we could get to
Okay.
demonstrate.
Okay?
All right, thank you very much.
Maybe Councilman Camerano can do that since he's experienced.
Well, what you don't want is people standing there waiting.
Experienced user.
Yes. Thank
Pretty
you.
easy. If I can figure it out, anybody can.
Now, could I have a motion for this resolution?
Right, so I motion that Resolution 2013-43 be approved.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Okay. A bill resolution. I move that the bill resolution in the amount of $257,947.87. I just moved that, yeah.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I have an appointment of Don Yeager as an alternate for the Cable TV and Technology Committee, and it has to be council approved. So could I have a motion for that?
Okay, I move that Donald Yeager be appointed to the Cable and TV and Technology Committee as an alternate.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
I'm going to abstain from that.
Okay, I understand why. Okay, all in favor then?
Aye.
And note the one abstention, please.
Yes, Mayor.
Okay. Going to open it to the public. Any comments or questions from the board, from anybody? Okay. Close that section of the meeting.
I move for adjournment.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much for coming out tonight. Thank you for a very good meeting.